You
Yes,
don't
you
have to
do.
have any fun. It's fine. Whatever. We'll have fun without you. Welcome to Table
Fine.
Talk. I am Mo Lightning. We have the one and only Blacklight District joining us in progress halfway through the show. We also have WWE Superstar Alistar Black calling in here momentarily. But first, introductions. To my left is the lovely and getting wine drunk Lindsay. How are you?
Me? I'm doing great now that I have my beverage. Doing great. Doing really good.
And for people wondering, does she really drink during the show?
Yes.
It's my green tea.
Yeah, green tea. All right. And speaking of green, this guy loves the green. He loves the smoke, if you will. And
Yes, I do.
His moon or his Jupiter, his Uranus is in retrospect right now. I don't really know. Devon, how are you, sir?
I'm like the street prophets right now. I so want to smoke. I can't lie. It's been a rough day. And, well, when you hang out with the street prophets, like they always say, we're entitled to have the smoke.
And you know you're having a weird day, Devon, when the first comment that comes in is love for me.
Hey, listen, it's fine. I got love for you. I got a lot of love for you. I'm with Bobby. We got a lot of love for you.
Oh.
Got a lot of love for you.
He's okay. You're okay. It's fine.
Yeah. Go back to our Alexa Bliss days right there. Weird day, though. I mean, it seems like it is one of those days where nobody can catch up. Like, just it's weird. It's wild. I think Lindsay's the only one that's having an all right day today.
Well, Lindsay started off the morning the right way with her Supergirl cup, and so whatever's in that cup, that will start you off in a very, very good way. So, kudos to Lindsay. She knows how to get the day started when everybody else is having a bad day.
The best part of waking up.
Exactly.
I love how you're starting your day, and I've already lived and worked a day full for the normal person, and you're just starting.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, I did just wake up not too long ago.
See, I want to be like Lindsay. When I grow up, I want to be like Lindsay. Just saying.
Understand. Hi. What's up, Byron?
Hello, Byron. I know who you are. You kiss ass.
I like him.
So, as we said, we do have Alistar Black joining us anytime. He and the wife, Zelina, who was our guest last week, are in the car and apparently in a bad spot right now. Not like figuratively in a bad spot. I mean, literally in a bad spot for Wi-Fi.
Well, I think we've all been in that type of situation where we've had to, do something with Wi-Fi. And of course, it works when you don't need it, but when you need it, it never works.
Yes. Exactly. So as soon as he's in with a better signal, then he's going to join us. But I want to dive right in and mention that Devon called me Monday night. Lindsay, do you have any idea why Devon would call me on Monday night?
Gosh, I wouldn't have any idea.
Actually, I guess in this case it was Tuesday night because it was preempted. So Tuesday night this week.
Yeah, could it be that my girl made it through?
Listen, I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Kudos to Carol. I'm not going to say that it was a terrible thing because now it has me biting my nails. So it makes me just a tad bit nervous. But I'm going to say this. The only reason why she advanced to the next round, simply because she actually did a good job last night. But the first night she did, it was god-awful. And she was about to get voted off. She was. But I think the interview that they did beforehand, where she did that tearful about the media and all of this crap and her daughter and so forth and so on. Listen, when you do wrong things and the media gets on you and you're a celebrity, it's a horror show. There's no question about that. Okay? Whether she did it or not, I feel her pain. But at the same token, I think that, plus the fact that Charles Barkley, former New York Knick, He wasn't as graceful as I think he should have been on the dance
Did you say
floor.
Charles Barkley?
No, I mean Charles Oakley. God,
Yeah,
dog.
I was gonna say if Charles Barkley was on the show, then that'd be terrible.
Yeah, exactly. But I think because he had a bad one on the second round of it, I think that's why she got to stay, because it was down to the final two. It was Charles and her. And of course, she did a great job last night. And I will say she did a great job. But
improved.
The song was suitable for her, and the dance was suitable for the song. So therefore, it actually worked. So
I think it was her headpiece.
Yeah, but when the judge had to, whatever, the judge had to make a decision, and he was all, "Oh, Carol," when it wasn't like, "Oh, Carol." It wasn't like he had time to actually think about it. So there you have it. Okay, Lindsay, you got through the first round. Now let's see what happens in the second round. What's up, Brian?
Hey, yeah, okay.
Oakley.
Yeah, Noel, I know you, idiot. Yeah, I know him too.
So anybody that may be wondering what's going on here, Lindsay and Devon have a bet over Dancing with the Stars and Carol Baskin. Lindsay, big Tiger King fan. Devon, not so much. So with her being on Dancing with the Stars, and stars is a very loose term, we decided that there was going to be a bet, and whoever loses has to dress up in a schoolgirl outfit with a little bit of tiger undie action going on. And I think 99% of us agree we hope Devon wins this one for the sake of who has to wear this outfit. But at the same time, Lindsay's one step closer to winning this bet now. And we decided it has to be, what, 3 or 4 weeks?
No. Mo, stop. She's not 1 away. She's actually 2 away.
One step closer.
One step closer. Okay, one step closer. Because in all actuality, last night was round 2, but it was the first elimination. So therefore, it has to be the third elimination she has to survive in order to make it and win. So that's what everybody's got to understand. Because even though we're in the second, we're going to go into the third round, I guess, next week. But it's not the third round in terms of dancing. It's the third round of elimination. She has to get past that. So we'll see what happens.
I just need a prize because she got through this one. I feel like that I need something because I was really worried that she did so good last night or Monday night.
I'll agree. I said it earlier. I said she did very good. She actually did a lot better than the first night. The first night, I thought that was going to be her crucifixion. I thought that was going to be it. I thought that was going to be her demise. But apparently,
I was going to call in sick to the podcast. Nope, Brian. Nope. Nope. Sorry, you are wrong. So sorry.
No, Brian, you good, man. You with me. Because he's hoping to see you in that schoolgirl outfit too, with those little tidy whitey tigers. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
I'm sick that day too. I'm not sure
you ain't
yet.
sick. No, that's okay. We'll have your daughter come in with the video camera and videotape you. I'll bribe her. Don't worry about it.
I would not make her do that.
No, you wouldn't, but I would.
Poor thing.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter at this point. I think she probably has her people threatening the producers of the show and the judges, so she's gonna win the whole damn thing at this point.
Listen, they can't find the husband's body, so therefore, I'm just saying. But I tell you what, I was afraid because now here it is. Help me to understand this. The judges only make the decision of who stays and who goes only if the votes are close, or is it a tie by the people at home? Because I thought the people were the ones that voted the dancers off.
The people.
That's what I thought. The people.
I think it's a percentage. I'm not sure.
Okay, well that explains it, because from what I heard, I guess the media was very, very hard on her, and with that being said, plus the commercial that aired in between breaks didn't help her any with the family of the gentleman that she's accused of killing is actually on camera looking like the perfect family, saying they want justice. So, You know, that's kind of hard. I don't know about you, but I would have voted her off quick after seeing that commercial.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Officer CB wanting to know via Twitch, when is Black supposed to be on? Anytime, any moment now. He's just having some connection issues. He was in the car. So as soon as he's able to reconnect, we're going to get him on the show. So we're waiting just like you guys are. And also got a private message. Somebody wanting to know what you're wearing, Devon. Is that satin and velvet tank top or leather and velvet? What exactly are you wearing?
Well, it's a nice muscle shirt, you know, just trying to show off the pecs to the 4 walls I got here in my you know, in my game room. So, you know.
Either way, this person says you got the swag going on.
Oh, come on. Testify. Testify. I would scream it, but I wake the kids up.
Yeah, we don't want that. Instead, we'll just
my daughter would run the show, boy. Let me tell you. Yep, there you go. My daughter would run the show. I tell you, if she woke up right now.
That's why she's welcome on the show anytime. I still want to get your wife on the show too.
Listen. No, because then secrets will be told, and we don't need that.
I think Mother's Day edition. All of our moms should be on the show, just telling embarrassing stories about us.
Luckily, we got a year to go. Just under a year.
Pretty much. So, another co-host here on Wrestling Audio, Balls, says that they changed it to percentage a couple of years ago.
I'm sorry, they what?
They changed it to percentage on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah. So
that's what it is. So was the numbers close? That's the question I'm asking, because why was the judge able to make that call? I had never seen that So
Balls, why the hell do you know that?
Yeah.
That's what's got me all sorts of confused there.
Well, listen, if he knows things that we don't know, then maybe he could be the one that could sway the, you know, in the favor of Lindsay losing. I'm just saying.
Hashtag vote for Carol.
Hey, yeah. Hashtag.
Please do it for me.
The joke entrants tend to last a while, usually until one of the serious competitors is knocked out by them. So, you know, that's true. That's true. Balls says that he's ashamed, rightfully so, of knowing all of that information. He's a dude that knows all this. I mean, do you watch a lot of seasons there, Balls? What's going on, man?
We need to get him on the show and be like our moderator for dancing.
Absolutely. we should have the fans on the show to see if they pretty much agree with either me or Lindsay. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe we can get their input on what's going on.
Yeah, we got a good question here. Love that we actually have a lot of questions coming in right now as we wait for Alistar Black. We were promised a couple weeks ago that Devon was going to play drums. Jeff wants to know when that's going to happen, Hall of Famer.
Well, it's going to happen soon. I mean, like everybody has been seeing it on my social media, which has been great. I've been getting responses at work as well. You know, some of the talent, things of that nature. I know the Viking Raiders, and speaking with them, they wanted me and my guys to play their theme music. So I told Eric, I said, listen, we're working on it now, so we'll probably have that done in 2 weeks.
Wow. All right.
We'll have it done in 2 weeks. So to me, and the thing about me with the drums is that I learned in church, because, again, both of my parents being reverends and their church, I learned by watching the drummers that used to come in. And I just, it was just like something natural where I just picked it up and I started playing like little by little for the church choir rehearsals, not like the major Sundays, but, just the rehearsals, until finally I picked it up so well that they asked me to fill in because one of the drummers didn't make it, and the rest was history. I started banging and hitting and doing everything. And, I had been doing it now, since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
So it was, a long time. So I stopped for a while, really. When I got serious with football, I had to stop. And then when I left football and came into wrestling, I never really went back to it. It was like here and there, but it was like riding a bike. Once you learn how to play, you never forget.
Yeah, Jeff, who asked the question, says that's where he learned bass guitar. So if you need a bassist, he's your man right there.
Well, if you notice in some of the videos that I post, when we do play, the female who's a yoga instructor, who is the lead guitarist, as his fiance, She's the bass girl. So, and it's
Oh, that's
great
pretty
because
cool.
it was great. We were trying to do Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, and when you listen to Michael's Billie Jean, it's a heavy bass. That you really hear throughout the song, and it was weird. Like one day we were just goofing around in between sets, and all of a sudden, I was like, "Man, it'd be great if we played Billie Jean, Michael Jackson." And she started doom 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 doom,
Oh, that's so
and I just
cool.
boom boom bam. And we just started going. I haven't videotaped that yet, but that's coming as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we need
All
to do
right. So Matthew says no Slipknot then. You're not gonna play
No,
Slipknot for us?
Slipknot. No, Slipknot can be done. No. Don't listen. I play all rock as well. Some metal, like I'm trying to do sad, but I'm doing sad but true. We're working on that now. I got it down pat on the drums, but the guitarist is starting to pick up some of the things. So what I like to do, and I was telling them, is that let's pick up the chorus part and this and that. So when we play, people recognize it right away. So we don't have to go into detail. So like into doing the whole song, but just enough to the people know what song we're playing. So that's
That's pretty cool.
basically what we do. But as far as the Viking Raiders theme music, yeah, we're going all out on that one for Eric and Ivar.
Wow.
Yeah, we're almost done with that. So we got a couple of rehearsals coming up in the next couple of days. So soon as we get all of that done, we'll be ready to showcase our skills.
Okay. All right. All right. Again, we continue to wait for Alistair Black to appear on the show. Blacklight District, the musician, maybe you know from YouTube, going to be joining us as well momentarily. Sticking off topic, lighthearted for now. Devon, when is your Jets going to win a game?
You know what? If I'm not mistaken, I believe Pittsburgh ain't doing too well either. I believe they and grant you, the Pittsburgh fans out there are going to say, "Well, at least we got more wins than the Jets." You're absolutely right. You do. You got more Super Bowl championships. We ain't been good since Namath. That was either 68 or 69. I wasn't even born, at that point. But hey, that's okay because Pittsburgh ain't winning no more Super Bowls as we go along either. So I'm not even worried about it. So once Ben's gone, that whole place is going to collapse.
When you say that was you weren't born yet in 68, 69, are we talking like 1868,
Oh my
1869?
gosh.
Or?
That's
Number one, I'm not that old. Okay. Yes, I'm in 68, 69. I was not born yet.
Okay. All right.
Nice try. Thank God for Wikipedia. They actually tell the truth sometimes.
So do you know, speaking of Viking Raiders, how is Ivar doing?
Ivar's doing great. He had the surgery and now he's recuperating. So we're looking at anywhere between 9 months to maybe a year in between, depending on how fast he can go with the rehab. But he's doing really good at home, relaxing and, getting ready to rehab everything. So, all the best go out to those guys. I know they look at the show as well. So, really pulling for Ivar to pull out of this and, come on back. Speedy recovery.
Yeah. So, Giants stink, Jets stink, Knicks stink, all New York teams stink. And I'm really happy that Alistair's not on right now for this conversation because Zelina's driving. And last week we found out that New York connection is toit.
I listen. Half of the people that want to say New York suck and things like that, these are the ones that are from New York that just given up on the team. So therefore, it's not that the teams suck. It's just that the people that are saying they suck, they're the ones that suck.
So that's fair. That's fair. So, with that said, we do have some comments coming in about a big passing in the wrestling world today. Road Warrior Animal, very unexpectedly, apparently a heart attack this morning. And Animal, while not on this show, is no stranger to this show because we often talk about the greatest tag teams of all time and. Road Warriors always in that discussion. Devon, I'm sure you have plenty of stories.
Bub and I have always, basically heard, the rumblings through the fans about who was the greatest tag team, in the history of the business. And by now, we've always said that the Road Warriors were number one. Bub and I idolized the Road Warriors, and even though we weren't really supposed to be a team until ECW brought us together, the one thing that we did agree on, even way back then, is that we wanted to be just like the Road Warriors. We wanted to have the same impact like the Road Warriors did. And thinking back as a child, watching them in the NWA, the AWA, and then of course in WWE. The impact that they had, that what they called a Road Warrior pop, you know, was unreal because of the fact that when you came out to that ring and you heard those fans go crazy, there was nothing like hearing the Road Warrior pop, the ovation that they got coming in. And, Bubba and I came back in 2015 at the Barclays Center, and still, nothing like the Road Warriors. Don't get me wrong when I say it. We had a hell of a pop. We had a hell of a ovation from the fans in Brooklyn, and just the response around the wrestling world. But nothing beats a Road Warrior pop. I remember the first time we got to meet them. It was in Philadelphia when Hawk and Animal came back. They wrestled RVD and Kane. And I remember Bubba and I was so excited because we honestly thought that we were going to have the opportunity to be able to work with them finally, because some of the dream matches in the fans' eyes was the Road Warriors and the Dudleys. Once and for all, settled the score, so to speak. And, again, we were so happy and so honored that they were there. Hawk was very, very pleasant to talk to, and so was Animal at that time. And they didn't have to be. We were two young punk kids, that, luckily made a name for ourselves, and we were put in the same category as the Road Warriors. But they were very, very good to us, speaking with us that day. And, it was unfortunate. A few months later, Hawk, we got the news that Hawk had passed away. And so the tag team dream match between the Road Warriors and the Dudleys, of course, wasn't going to happen. Then we went to TNA, and Scott Steiner got hurt in Puerto Rico. And Rick was there with us as well in TNA. And we needed a match, but we were going to schedule to face the Rick Steiner and Scott, the Steiner brothers. And because, Scott was hurt, we needed to fill in. Animal came in, and it was such a great time. We were in the back, and we heard horror stories about how putting a match together with the Road Warriors was very difficult because they just wanted to beat you up and this and that. And I remember Animal and Rick basically going, "No, you let me go in. No, let me go in. No, let me go in." And both of them were like, "Man, this is just like old times." And we all laughed, and just had a good time. But it was a great ovation when we're sitting in the ring and you heard Animal music play. When he came out, and the ovation from the crowd was unreal. I had goosebumps. It was almost like being in there with Hawk as well. But, again, it gave me goosebumps, and we had a hell of a match. I was honored and privileged to be in that ring with Animal at the time. And, when I heard about his passing, I was deeply saddened. It caught me way off guard. And, all I can say is that Animal, you were a hell of a guy. You were a hell of a force in this business, you and Hawk. And I know right now that you two are up there in heaven with God, putting on great matches with some of the greats that we've lost over the years. My hat goes off to you. I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am for the contributions and everything that you and Hawk have done. Thank you for everything. And I'm going to say this, and I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. The Dudley Boys aren't the greatest tag team in the history of this business. It's LOD. It's the Road Warriors. I will take a second seat to you guys any day. And I want the fans to understand that and realize it. Because if it wasn't for the Road Warriors, the Dudley style would not have been. Thank you, Animal.
A real touching tribute there. Now let me lighten the mood a little bit. You think in heaven they have to rename the Doomsday Device?
Well, you got to look at it this way. If Hawk is going to be up there, he's going to be going, "God, listen, let me talk to you for a second." I don't think that's going to happen.
I was lucky. I worked with Animal once, and it was a panel for Wizard World Comic Con, the Chicago show in 2018. A very fun mix of individuals: Road Warrior, Animal, Tommy Dreamer, and Christian all on the same panel, and he was nothing but great and professional, and he could trash talk and still be professional, and that's a rarity. Normally, you got one mindset and not the other, but that's my only experience. But it was an overwhelmingly positive one.
Well, the great thing about it is when we did finally meet him, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I know it was my first time. I believe it was Bubba's first time as well. We met him at a convention, and I believe this was right after we left the WWE the first time in 2005, and it was an autograph signing, and he came to us and said, Dudley's, it was a great thing to see what you and what you guys did when you honored Hawk and I after he passed by laying the belts down on the ramp and pointing up to the sky. It was the first time that we had ever done their finishing move. And me being scared of heights, it was like I remember, getting up on there and going, "All right, Hawk, here we go. I'm being you today. Protect me." And I went up there and jumped off, and we hit it perfect. And from that point on, we added that into our act. And I remember Animal just was, very, very, just happy that we were able to do that and to be able to pay tribute to Hawk and him during that time. And not only that, but they mentioned it in the WWE documentary of Legion of Doom, where they had a part of it where Animal basically, was very thankful what we did.
Absolutely. A great touching tribute again from Devon. We continue to wait for Alistar. I think at this point he was just waiting to get home. We knew approximately about how much time until he got home, where he's going to the Wi-Fi. And, we should be all right. But our next guest is ready to go. So when Alistar comes on, we're just going to have a big old party here. Maybe you've seen him on YouTube. Maybe you're hearing his new music. He is one of the most added rock tracks here in the country right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Table Talk. Kyle Pfeiffer, if you will, Black Light District.
What's up? Welcome, Kyle.
Devon, man, what an honor, brother.
Oh,
oh man, when Mo, we did an interview on his station in Springfield last week, and he mentioned the podcast, and he's like, "Yeah, I do something with Devon," and I was like, "Dude, no way, man." So, dude, I'm just happy to be here, man. Thank you, guys. What's up, everyone? So, sure.
Well, thank you, my brother. Thank you very much, and congratulations on all your success and everything that's going on with you, my brother. And again, it's just an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. Not to mention, thank you so much for all your support over the years, and not only with just the Dudleys, but just everyone that bled, sweat, tears in that ring and did what we did. It was because of fans like you and around the world that we kept doing that. So again, thank you very much. And again, congratulations on all your success.
Oh man, Devon, you have no idea how honored I am to hear that, man. Like sincerely, like, oh man, like literally, again in the late 90s, I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and dude, just from then, I mean, even until as recently as like lately, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I've watched the whole career from that point, and man, it's just awesome. And again, as far as the music goes, same thing. Like at that time, I was really into things like Ozzy and Motley Crue, and then just growing like, so now for me to like be living my dream in a way like that, man, it's so awesome, man. Like, dude, we literally only get one life, right? And for like you, man, I'm sure that was your dream, like to live the dream, bro. Like, it's just, dude, it's so awesome, man. Like, I don't even know what to say, for sure. So,
yeah. Well, again, thank you very much, man. Absolutely. So many kind words. I think you and I should just do the podcast, and that way,
I see Devon's head like,
head exactly. It's
can't fit the screen right now.
Right? Listen, you have no idea the hell I go through with these two. Number one, Mo's trying to get me back into the ring. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Lindsay is agreeing with him. Things of that nature. They don't understand that I'm retired. I had a great career. It's over. It's done. My 15 minutes of fame is over. It's time to enjoy, relax, do a podcast, take care of some kids, and ride off into the sunset.
Right. Yep. Oh, man. Dude, of course, like, I want to take your side, but I do have to agree a little bit. I mean, of course, it would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? But
I knew I liked him too. Yeah.
Man, you have earned it, though, bro. Like, man, like again, like watching The Last Ride, the Undertaker documentary, over the summer. Just to see that, it's like some people in the wrestling business, they get to that point where, man, you've earned whatever it is you want to do. If there's no more matches, if it's not getting back in the ring, if it's just like you said, being with the kids and doing life, like, man, you've earned that, man. So it's awesome, bro, for sure.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
So this guy here puts us to shame with all of his YouTube subscribers and his millions of views that he's had on YouTube alone. Kyle, Blacklight District, can you share with us your secrets? Can you tell us how do you do it?
Yes.
Well, it's funny because I'm about to pass the 350 million stream mark combined.
Oh.
So it's been crazy, like starting out like in music, it was like the traditional ways, like radio and trying to get, on the radio and all these kind of different things. And nowadays with like, YouTube and Spotify, there are just so many outlets. Like we all have access to the same audience, right? Like, so it's like, okay, how do I get my music in front of as many people as possible? So I started seeing these like anime type videos, like Japanese cartoons that would put my song in them, right? And there'd be a video with like 1 million or 2 million at the time. I was just like shocked that, wow, 1 million people heard the song on this video. And then I started seeing these like Minecraft. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Minecraft. But, so there was these Minecraft music videos I was seeing, and some of them were like 10 million views, 20. So long story short, I hit up one of the biggest Minecraft channels that I could find that did music videos. And he had happened to have heard my music through some of these other videos. Anyways, we partner up. We put out the first video. It did about 4 million the first week and then started trending on YouTube. And from there, like Spotify, Apple, all these streaming platforms just blew up. And so over the last 2 years, we've done 7 or 8 videos. My current single, which Mo was just referring to in the beginning, is called Falling. It is like one of the most added at the rock radio this week. But we put that out in June. And right away, the song came out. The video got to number 3 trending on YouTube. Did about 800,000 the first day. And that launched the song into the top 30 in 8 countries, like on Apple Music. And again, now radio's picking it up. And I don't know if you saw, Mo, but like this Friday, like Sirius XM, The Pulse, which is a pop station, is gonna spin my song for the first time on there.
Oh, wow.
And it's just crazy because I'm like a rock guy, even though this song does lean a little alt and has that vibe. So it's just, again, cool for me, like, again, growing up, like having this dream, just to see all the support has been amazing. So I kind of do things a little different, but just to take advantage of like all this new age technology. And it's been amazing for sure.
Mo, I think we should take a page out of his book and
I like it.
Start doing it. I think that's great. That's phenomenal. Because again, a lot of people don't know how to market themselves. A lot of people don't know how to be in the right place at the right time. And by you telling that story and giving advice and all these different things of how you started your career, brother, that's a blessing in disguise right there. And that tells me right there, not only you're a good person, but someone upstairs has noticed that and now is starting to reward you. So again, I said it earlier and I'll say it again. Congratulations, because that's a hell of a story, my friend.
Thank you, man. Seriously.
I'm gonna need you to put some Minecraft posters up in the background.
Yeah,
sure.
Right.
I got you. Don't the tapestry's not doing Minecraft.
No, that audience isn't showing up, so we need Minecraft.
Hell, these belts ain't working either. I thought that would help. Hell, shit. Put the Minecraft up.
Here, let me grab.
I mean, I'll do what I have to.
Here's my my YouTube plaque. I got.
Wow.
There you go.
100,000 subscribers. So I'm at about 155 right now, but most of these have come like in the last year and a half. So again, starting with 5,000 to get this, the next one is 1 million, which hopefully I can hit in the next couple of years. And so again, like this is like, I feel like this is almost like a modern day, like gold record or something, But,
for sure.
Again, man, again, like it was my dream, and I'm just so honored too, because like, again, being such a fan, Devon, like I'm grateful that I get to come on here and tell the story. I appreciate you guys having me for sure.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, you showed us the plaque. Now, how long did it take for you to get to that number in order to get that plaque?
Well, I about 2.5 years ago, my YouTube channel had about 5,000 subscribers.
Okay.
There's a Sirius XM channel called Octane, which is like the hard rock channel, and
Yes,
they were a big early supporter of me. So that pretty much took me to the 5,000 subscriber mark. And then again, when I kind of started going into this Minecraft thing and anime thing, and really it wasn't about Minecraft or anime, it was just any channels on YouTube that used music or wanted, whether it was a workout video, you know what I mean, like any type thing I could get the music on. And the more and more I did of that, brought, like, okay, for example, the Minecraft thing. So, 200 million streams just off those videos. So people started checking out my like real music videos from the song that were linked at the end. And I started getting more and more subscribers. So now it's like, when my recent one, Fallen, came out in June that I mentioned that was trending. So like the day that came out, I got like over 2,000 subscribers just that day.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's just crazy that, and then it keeps going. In the month, I have some done up to like 20,000 in a month. So again, just keeping that rolling and those are young kids out there too. So it's like this whole young generation that's discovering this music in a whole new way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sure, so.
And the great thing about it is I didn't even know, Mo. I didn't know how big Minecraft was until I started doing the Wizard World and the Comic-Cons. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we had a lot of celebrities there too, signing and stuff. But there was a section, as Lindsay and Mo know, there's a section where it's just strictly to Minecrafting. And the turnout for that is it's unreal. It is unreal. I knew nothing about it until I started doing the Wizard World and the Comic-Cons. It's incredible.
Same with me, man. Like when I was first like getting ready to do the Minecraft video, I saw the views and numbers it had, but I had no idea how passionate and like hardcore these like young fans are into Minecraft. They even made me like a character, a Minecraft character. So I have like a big block face. They even have like the gold chain and stuff on. So
that's when you've made it.
Yeah, right, right, exactly. Again, that was like a cool thing for these kids. Then they start showing up to the concerts and things like that, and they look at me like, whoa, like this is that Minecraft guy. So again, man, like in this world, it's like a minor like celebrity thing to these kids who look at you like as this Minecraft character. Yeah. And again, it's so awesome when they can connect with the music too, man. Like it's just.
We do have a question from Brian. Wants to know how to find you on YouTube.
Me? Yeah, I'm just at Blacklight District, LITE, all one word, Blacklight. And yeah, just type in Blacklight District. You'll find me all over in any of the other streaming platforms for sure.
Well, I did feel a little left out. You showing off your fancy plaque and everything. So, so I decided I was going to make my own.
Dude, yeah, bro.
We got like 10 fans.
Dude, hang
on. A year.
The next one comes at 11. So,
dude, look at that.
When do I get mine? When do I get my plaque?
That's awkward.
Listen, I'll send my P.O. box number. You just make sure you send it to me, mine, Mo. I'm just saying.
Okay. I mean, I could probably get another one for you, but not for Lindsay, though. So. No, but
right, peace out, guys.
Yeah. All right. See you later. That's all right. We'll let you go, and we'll welcome the next individual in. I believe he is ready to go now. He is home and made it safe and sound. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the more mysterious, albeit badass characters in the WWE. Welcome to Table Talk, Alistar Black. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Welcome.
Well, how are you guys doing? I'm doing really well now that we finally moved out of the zone where I had no reception. Now in the compass of my own home. So yeah, thank you very much for having me. How are you guys doing?
doing well. And Alistar, don't know if you're familiar, but our other guest on the show right here is Blacklight District. He's got one of the most added rock tracks in the nation this week. Big wrestling fan, and all the guests here on Table Talk today.
Hey, yeah, what up, Alistar?
This is cool. Dude, yeah. Got all the people here today.
All of it. We did talk briefly, Alistar, about the passing of Road Warrior Animal. News breaking just a couple hours ago. Did you know Animal?
Yes, I did. He was actually the first person to tell me to go to WWE. I tagged with him for a company in Germany called Westside Extreme Wrestling, which was my company at the time. And they did these shows called Superstars of Wrestling. where they would bring in like former, current, legend, basically one who's been who in wrestling still is. They bring them and they ran shows with them. And myself, at the time, acting partner Michael Dante, being known as Wearing Death Squad, we tagged with a 6-man tag, and it was an extremely humbling learning curve. He was very soft, very kind. Really took the time that he didn't have to teach me things, tell me things. And I kind of bonded with him on that particular day, and even afterwards, every once in a while, when I would run into him, he was always kind, always giving me advice. He was a firm believer in myself, which is that meant the world to me. So this morning, the first thing I did when I woke up, I grabbed my phone as I'm walking downstairs, and I see this this news message that he unfortunately had passed away. So that took me for a second, and sat down for a little bit and kind of like took a few minutes to kind of like process that, because despite my personal interactions with them, the entire world has lost one of the greats. I think no debate on anyone's mind that he was one of the greats. It was a thing. Absolutely.
Now, Alistair, did you ever have the opportunity to step in the ring with him? And if you did, can you tell us about it?
Like I said, I have not. I've tagged with him. I have not tagged against him, but just being in the ring with him, going through the paces, and the little mannerisms and the little cues he gave me during that match was just something. The advice that he gave me, something that I legit still use to today, and I have passed on to even the generation that is now coming in, like with me, and even some of the newer kids. It's something that I still teach today. It's the guy was a wealth of knowledge, and like I said, very soft spoken. Just we lost one of the greats today. We did.
Very much so. Very much so. Now, we were talking about Minecraft with Blacklight District here, and how he's gotten pretty huge and popular with the help of Minecraft. Yeah. Heard that you're a little bit of a gamer yourself. Magic the Gathering, is that true there, Alistar?
That is correct. I actually play a little bit. I find it very relaxing, a very hyper-focused mind. And my brain goes 10,000 places per second. So actually, Minecraft made me kind of like relax, because the purpose of Minecraft is to build and to create, which I love doing, or else I wouldn't have been a professional wrestler, because I feel it's a big part of creative. Other than that, I play Magic the Gathering. I haven't played that much recently, but I've always been an avid PlayStation enthusiast. So I'm a big gamer. Especially now that we have a lot more time at home. One of the things that I started doing was pick up a few more games here, pick up a few more like card games there, and just try to find ways to kind of like dive into things that I never had time for before, which for the most part is gaming.
Okay. All right. Michelle wants to know, I don't have this, unfortunately, to put up on screen, but she wants to know, with Magic the Gathering, which set did you begin with when you started playing, and what is your favorite format to play?
Oh, boy. So I was 12, started playing Gathering. The format, I couldn't tell you. We just played one type of Magic the Gathering. At the time, I didn't even know there were different formats. I think it's called Commander. I think it's the one that I play. Not particularly sure, but it's basically the basic rendition of Magic, where you start with an X amount of cards, you play your cards, and that's basically it. There's not a lot of gimmicks involved in my play style. I do love the black and green combination of decks. Who would have guessed that I like the black cards? They're kind of occults, they've got vampires and zombies and plagues and stuff like that, versus like the green ones that have more like nature, elemental spirits and big giant creatures and stuff. So I couldn't tell you. I think it's Commander.
Okay.
but I could be mistaken.
All right. Devon, how lost are you right now?
I'm very lost.
Yeah, I love it.
And
Love it.
I think Alistair knows me too, because again, I'm fascinated, of both of you, with the Minecraft and then what you were talking about. It's just amazing. And I did not realize how big of a following, like I said earlier, this was until I went to Wizard World
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Comic-Cons. And again, everybody knows Star Wars is huge. Everybody knows all of the other stuff that, Charm, all of that. Not as Charm is not as big as Star Wars, but I'm just saying you had a lot of people, that were there at these Comic-Con and Wizard World, and especially with Star Wars, but that Minecraft and all that other stuff, that is freaking huge.
Mhm.
And the money that is being generated
Yep.
is unbelievable. Now, my 12-year-old son, Preston, he plays video games all the time, and I believe that's one thing he looks at in the YouTube videos. So he might be looking, at the YouTube videos when he's, doing this stuff. But I told him, I said, listen, I don't approve of you playing games 24/7, but if you can prove to your father that you can make $1 million within 20 minutes, like some of these people do, I said, play on.
There you go.
Right. And that's the crazy thing too, because I mean, when you think about it, even like 10, 15 years ago, the thought of someone literally like being able to be a gamer or something of that stature and make a full-time, not just a full-time living, but a big living, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to see that was like when I was in like grade school, that was like oh yeah, right. Like, wouldn't that be cool someday? And here you are, like you just said, man, like seeing people do that and accomplish that all the time now, which is amazing.
See that like it has that DIY. I mean, it's something that there's a platform, and you have created all this by yourself. The skills that you have are so like limitless nowadays, and I personally I love it. I think it's one of the coolest things when I see kids succeed on YouTube, when I see kids succeed in gaming. It really does tell you that in this society, this day and age, you can really become anything you want to be. And I think that's a great message, especially when you put time and effort into these things. And I think if there's one message that like the younger generation needs to hear to be inspired, is that is truly like capable now, is that you can become anything you want with the right amount of attention to it and the right amount of energy dedication to it.
Absolutely.
You know what, Alistar? I have to say, that's literally me. Like, I'm not signed to any big label or have any big backing like that.
Mhm.
Literally, my music career started because of YouTube and the years and years of me, and still on the grind, putting in the work. Like you just said, though, and I feel like that's a path that I have taken. Like been able to build literally a worldwide fan base. These young kids that look up and are passionate about this music. All from YouTube, and again, using things like Minecraft and gaming to reach them and bring them over. It's in my opinion, that's kind of similar to what you said. So it's awesome, and I tell everyone that too nowadays. It's like you really can do anything you want today if you're willing to put in the work.
It holds the same principle as professional wrestling, and like obviously Devon can attest to this. Is that you start somewhere, you start getting your absolute behind kicked in small gyms and small schools.
Mm-hmm.
You travel through the systems, you earn your reputation, through this process with your own bare hands. I think no other sport that I can think of emulates blood, sweat, and tears as professional wrestling does. And from all the things that you've done, you can create so many big moments, and like you can advance your career in a way that is almost unheard of. And that's again, like I love DIY stuff. I'm a big hardcore kid. Growing up around my friends who are all big DIY people, everybody's creative, and I think professional wrestling, gaming, as you said, YouTube, music, we're a bunch of misfits that came out of nowhere and created everything ourselves. The same with this, you're doing a podcast, and you create interest by the interaction with human beings that you have, and the personality that you are yourself, which is an awesome way of getting your message out there and getting a worldwide audience and making a living. It's like I said, this day and age, if anything, is the DIY day and age, and it's never been more easy, but it's also never been more difficult to find something that really hooks and you can create to be like original with people. So I feel this is a millennium of like creativity.
Now, Alistair, let me ask you a question. With what you're saying, and it's that, is there a character on these gaming systems? Is there something that might be similar to yours that you recognize and go, "Hey, that's just like me"? Is it anything like that? Does it go like that? Again, forgive my ignorance. I'm not familiar with everything, but I know Xavier Woods, who's big into this stuff as well, and he dresses up in those characters and things like
Yeah.
that. And I do know that he told me that one of the games that he's plays, and again I can't remember offhand, but it's almost very similar to the New Day's character and what they do. Is there any character that might be similar to yours when you play?
I wouldn't say directly. My character has always existed within the realms of anti-heroes, has existed in unlikely heroes. So, like if I look at Devil May Cry, you've got a character named Dante. He was kind of like he's a typical hero. He's not the guy that you would normally root for, but somehow through what he's doing, his convictions, his sudden change of heart and change of mind makes him the hero in that particular story. And characters like that, for instance, from gaming series like Devil May Cry, definitely has brushstrokes of the Alistar Black character. My inspiration for characters come from biblical references, come from movie references, certain poems and stuff like that. I try to base my character of conventional, unconventional things. And I know this is a bit of a weird way of saying that, but in layman's terms, what I thought was interesting is that I read a poem about the devil, and the second you say the word devil to people, the first thing you think is, oh my God, that's that's evil, that's everything that's wrong with the world is handed towards the devil, right? Like we can all agree upon that the devil is looked as the most evil thing in the world, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So I read this poem, and it was an old poem. I don't remember the title of it, but I found it interesting because it's about the devil fell on earth, and it said, did the devil create hell? Did the devil create demons? And did the devil swore to or vow to take revenge against his father and all the angels and all that stuff? Yes, I believe he did, but I think the first thing that the devil did was cry because all he ever wanted was acceptance from his father. And when I read that, I was like, damn, that's true.
Oh yeah.
It really gives a different dimension on a character that is revered to be so evil that you almost, not completely, but almost think, man, there's something redeemable about that. And I found that thought process so interesting because it's not something that you would think of quickly. And then with the Alistar Black character, I wanted to create something that was similar to the extent where there is forgiveness in something unforgiving.
So let me ask you this, Alistair. So and again, in talking to your character, and I think I quite understand it now.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, would you put it in the same category as, let's say, like Alice Cooper did in the '70s with the rock and the music and things like that, which was the dark, way of bringing in rock at that time, and then of course you had Ozzy Osbourne, being the Prince of Darkness and things like that, and even Undertaker's character at one point during the beginning stages of the Attitude Era. Leaned more on that dark side, and then here you come where you're rising up, with the candles around you and this and that. Would you say it's almost similar to that? You're bringing it's almost with those, the way those guys are doing it. It's almost similar to you, but you're doing it in pro wrestling.
Yes, I love theater. I think theatrics and wrestling go hand in hand. I love to create dramatic presence, and I think, for instance, Alice Cooper was a king of that. His whole stature, his presentation, all of it had it was a lot of theatrics. Like if you look at bands like Maiden, if you look at bands like Krill of Filth, Watain, they have such a presence. It's like theatric, and I wanted that with the Alistar Black character. I wanted it to be theatrical, and I used a lot of like the satanic panic from the 70s and the 80s for the character. There's people that are generally convinced that I embody evil in a certain way and that I am, not a good person as a human being because of like small things that I did, little symbols that I put on my gear, certain sentences that I would say during promos or during interviews, and all of that because I wanted the audience to perceive me in a certain way for it to go hand in hand with the character, and so that theatrics comes into play. My whole presentation, I want you to have an experience. I wanted my experience. I wanted people to immediately, when you hear that first note of my music, to go, okay, here we go. This is the dude. I wanted to create something, and luckily when we did, like Hunter was so on board on that, and like him and me started like bouncing off ideas, and then he texted me one morning with this this idea for this lift that was actually supposed to go to the Undertaker initially, but they couldn't use it for Undertaker, so he asked if I wanted to use it, and I kind of felt like, yeah, that's the the finishing part that this character needs, is to have this entrance this way. And funny enough, a lot of people always think that it's like, oh, he's a vampire, but I'm not a vampire. There's nothing vampiric about my entrance. It's more how do I explain this? It's more Alistar Black almost like materializes from nothing and he rises up from that. It's like he's being rises.
That's awesome. I love that. That's a great answer. That gave me goosebumps just thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I will say too,
Well,
like the devil poem you mentioned, Alistar, like kind of looking at it from that point of view, I've never thought about that. So I just had to say that's really interesting.
No one. That's why I wanted to use it.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this: how many people? Because I remember, Axel Rodden, who passed a while ago. I remember speaking to him back in ECW days. He told me he met Marilyn Manson. And, Marilyn Manson, of course, when he first came out, was, supposedly this devil worshiper and things of that nature and so forth and so on. And I guess, he did a book signing because I guess he had a book or something like that. Axel went to go visit him and to go see him and get his book signed. And he was asking Marilyn about it. And Marilyn goes, dude, this is all a gimmick, man. He goes, I love doing it. And exactly what you're saying, he's bringing it to life. He loves it. It's something that he felt that he wanted to do, and it just wanted to really get that out to the people. And he goes, I'm here having a good time. I'm here suspending reality. I'm here being it's like being in the character that you couldn't normally walk down the block and be. But here it is, you're in the wrestling world and we see Aleister Black.
Yeah. It makes sense. Like I wanted Aleister Black to evoke a reaction. And it didn't matter what reaction that was, because I feel that a character as Aleister Black evokes a reaction that tells something about people. People that called me anything from edgy and edgelord to poser and wannabe to that's the guy I would put my trust in. Best wrestler, worst wrestler, terrible human being. Most awesome human being. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want a reaction. I want the reaction because I feel the reactions that people give us, especially this day and age, will tell you a lot about the type of person reacting to you. It teaches you about the people that are watching you. And it's almost like what I had in the back of my head is like Aleister Black grabs a mirror and kind of like puts that mirror in front of your face, and whatever reaction you're giving is almost like a reflection of how you feel on the inside. Like, what is it? Why is this reaction coming out of you when looking at this character? Like I wanted people to think, and I don't want my character to be, even in the stages that we are now, I wanted my character to be something where even 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, you're going to go and sit and think like, why did I react to him this way? What is it that he said? And I wanted it to be almost like, I always said Aleister Black is a conspiracy theory, because there's so many layers to what I wanted Aleister Black to be. And even now there's like so many things that people haven't picked up on, and things in my gear, things in my entrance, things in my promos, things that I would say. I wanted Aleister Black's body of work to be able to be discovered 50 years down the line. I didn't want it to be a flash in the pan kind of thing. I didn't want it to be, oh yeah, once there was this character named Alistar Black. I want people to go back after 50 years and it's like, hey, so I saw this thing in his entrance. What do you think that meant? You know what I mean? And it's just it's fun for me to create these things, and I think for all of us, and again, Devon and you know what you guys did with the Dudleys is like you wanted to evoke a reaction from the audience, and that reaction would tell you exactly what people were thinking, and it brings forth a layer within our society that is so telling, and the way people are reacting to me now is not how people would have reacted to me 20 years ago. You know, I mean, I would have vilified 20 years ago. Like, for instance, like 20 years ago, let's say year 2000, if I would have walked into a job interview with all these tattoos and stuff on my face and everything, people would look at me and go like, what correction facility did you just come out of?
Literally, yeah.
Like,
That's true.
We're so cool. It's, you know, and the shift in society is so quick. And I always thought it was interesting to put something like that inside a wrestling character.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. Now, I know we got to wrap things up here. Everybody's got busy schedules. But on the topic of Alistar Black and reactions, I wanted to envision a world where Alistar Black took over other items of pop culture.
Okay.
So I want to share the screen with everybody here so everybody can enjoy the Alistar Black Eyed Peas. Just one idea. Just one idea. I got to go. Just one idea there. Do you like their music? Do you think you could bring Fergie back to the group there, Alistar?
I don't think my wife wants to.
Remember, she's from New York. She doesn't play that.
No.
Okay. All right. So that one didn't work. All right. So let's go on this one then, and let's go. We'll try a different one here. Alistar Black Sabbath.
Yes.
Oh, I can see that.
Look at that.
I can see that.
That one. I'll take that one.
Okay. I figured you'd like that one a little bit better, but just in case, I wanted options. So let me look up a couple more here. Orange is the new Alistar Black. What do you think?
Listen, I'll be on that one.
I'd watch that.
I'll watch that one.
So, all right. Again, just a couple ideas. Two more to get to, and then we'll wrap things up here. Let me go look at this one. It wasn't the best of movies, but with your recent look on screen, you would fit right in. Here being the Curse of the Alistar Black Pearl.
Listen, normal pirates have a parakeet on their shoulder. You know, I could be the parakeet on your shoulder, Alistar. I'm just saying. I'll join in with you.
I'll take it.
Take it.
That's a really big parakeet there. Good luck to you on that one, Alistar. And then finally, in honor of our other guest here, Alistar Blacklight District.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
To that.
I can see that.
So we'll wrap things up here one more time. Blacklight District. If people want to find you on social, YouTube, where can they do so?
Yeah, you can hit me on Instagram at Blacklight District. Like I said, Blacklight, Lite, all one word. My music's all over Spotify, all the streaming platforms. And I follow everybody back on Twitter at OfficialBLD. And again, I just want to say shout out to Devon, Alistar. Nice meeting you, Lindsay, Mo.
You too.
Thank you guys for having me. And
Thank you.
I had a blast on here, man, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much.
Alistar, you get to wrap things up. How can people find you online?
Well, I wouldn't recommend finding me on Twitter because I don't do anything with Twitter. But you can find me on Instagram at just Alistar Black. It's the only one with the blue tick. So type in Alistar Black, see the one with the blue tick. That's me. All others are imposters, fake, or family members that I have no idea about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm